better way to honor the memory of a beloved artist and church member than to share the gift of art with others? That's the mission behind the Polly H. Ullrich Art for Joy program at Wellington Avenue United Church of Christ in Chicago. We welcome Ashley Clark, Art for Joy's director, to Different Drummers. Thanks, Ashley. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Share with us some of Polly Ullrich's legacy and her life.
Well, Polly Ullrich was an important member of the Chicago art community. She was an artist and as well as a curator and critic. And she was very involved in her community. I think she found it very important to create a dialogue between artist and viewer, and was very involved with Wellington Avenue United Church of Christ's community and was a member there for 35 years, as well as the liturgist.
So how did the Art for Joy Center get started?
The Art for Joy program began in 2011 after Polly passed away. Her husband, Dave Ullrich, collected donations kind of in lieu of flowers to go towards an art program at Wellington Avenue United Church of Christ. And in 2015, he and I met. And my grandmother introduced us, and we began kind of creating dialogue between ourselves and what he sought to begin with an art program at this church.
And what does that look like? What are you trying to do with the art? What was she trying to do with art?
So basically what I tried to do was understand who Polly was, because I never met her, but I think her spirit was very beloved within this community and people just adored her. And she was always searching for meaning and truth in relationships with people as well as in artwork. And the Art for Joy program, what I try to do with that is to keep her memory and spirit alive in that way, and to bring people together around a table, around an art project, and to encourage them and support them in creating joyfully.
And who gets involved? Is it primarily youth or members of the church?
It's mostly kids, but I try to gear classes towards people of all ages so that anyone can participate. And a lot of them are kind of Sunday school members, people that go to the church, members of the Lakeview community that her husband Dave Ullrich knew or knows, and friends and family members.
What kind of art do people create?
We work with all different kinds of mediums. We've done watercolor classes, sculptures, painting. Polly she worked a lot with ceramics, and so we do a lot of classes with clay and hand building, because that was her specialty and some of her legacy, and I enjoy kind of keeping that memory of her alive.
And are you able to communicate her legacy specifically to the youth and children that you work with? Is that something you try to do?
Yes, absolutely. I think it's super important. We have a lot of her favorite quotes up on the wall, and one of her favorites was her relentless pursuit of meaning and beauty and truth in art and relationships with people. I think that was especially important to her, and how she lived her life and how she built her life. And I think that was at the core of really who she was as a person and just everything that she was about.
And you're also involved in the arts outside of the Art for Joy program. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yes, yeah. So I am an actor and have participated in commercials and short films and independent films in Chicago, and I find that my faith and being involved in the community has really helped keep me grounded in those kind of artistic pursuits.
What else inspires you in your work?
There are a lot of things. I think especially with the Art for Joy program, it's really helpful to have someone who I think was as strong a personality as Polly, and to be connected with her husband in his description of her and her importance in her community. What I love about working with this program is that I really connected with her spirit and who she was. I've read a lot of her work. She had a lot of very published articles and books of critique and different kinds of work, and I connected with how she tried to articulate and create a dialogue between artists and viewers, basically.
Are there any specific examples of artwork that's been created or a story of connection or inspiration from the program that you'd like to share?
What I love is, after kind of creating a program and getting people into the classroom, is taking a step back and watching what people do, because I'm always surprised and inspired, and I never know what to expect with people's creative minds, but especially the kids and how into it they get and how fearlessly they jump into a creative project and just let it flow. I really just enjoy, that's one of my favorite parts, is just being able to take a step back and see people find joy in artwork.
How can people get involved and support this program?
People can get involved by coming to class, first and foremost. I have a Facebook page where we have a calendar of events. Our next class is December 3rd, so I would say that's the biggest way people can support the program. But if artists have materials that they would like to donate, we accept donations. We're always looking for people to spread the word, and so pretty much just coming to class or telling people about class or involving people who you think would be interested would be the biggest way for people to be involved.
Thank you, Ashley, for joining us today. I'm Liz Dunn for Different Drummers and the Greater Chicago Broadcast Ministries. Keep the faith.